Alright, so you clicked on this video, probably wondering if your city made the list of places not to move to, or if the place you're living in is on life support. Spoiler alert, some locals might jump in the comments saying, nah, everything's fine. But hey, the data tells a different story. In the end though, home is where the heart is, and what makes us happy is different for everyone. While some cities are thriving, others are heading in the opposite direction. Are some cities actually slowing down or even disappearing? Just look at these ruins. Can you guess where this abandoned plant is located? Stay with us until the end to find out, because this site is from the city that tops our list of the fastest declining cities. So let's jump straight into it. Number 10. Montgomery, Alabama. True story, my wife spent every summer in Alabama growing up. And although I haven't made it down there yet, thanks to her stories and old photos, I've got this mental image of Alabama as the land of the prettiest lakes, the tastiest food, and the most fun summers. However, one of its cities is the first one on our list of dying cities. Doing my research on Montgomery, this is a city that has played key roles in the Civil War and Civil Rights movement. Montgomery was the first capital of the Confederacy and the site of the famous Montgomery bus boycott. If you're in the US and don't know what this is, you need to repeat history class. Although rich in history and despite its legacy, the city faces significant challenges today. Montgomery's population has been steadily declining annually, dropping by 3.17% since the last census. In 2020, the city had over 200,000 people, but by 2024, that number fell to 193,702. And honestly, with a crime rate 188%, higher than the national average, it's not hard to see why. A common factor you will find among the cities on this list, making it the fourth most dangerous city in Alabama. According to Data USA, over 21% of the population lives below the poverty line, and many struggle to find well-paying jobs. Despite the challenges, Montgomery remains as an affordable place to live. Prattville is considered one of the best areas to live in the city, and you can still find a house for $200,000. So while Montgomery might be packed with history, it's also got its fair share of modern-day hurdles. Number 9. Rockford, Illinois. Oh, the Midwest. Rockford, Illinois, once a thriving industrial city, and now the only thing thriving is the economic challenges and shrinking population.
Yes, this is Rockford, at the top in Illinois.
Think about it, all the cities that were the heart of the Industrial Revolution are now empty warehouses as manufacturing moved to other countries. And this is not a different case for Rockford, also known as the Forest City for its parks and green spaces. Rockford's history is tied to manufacturing, producing heavy machinery, furniture, and tools. Rockford's population has steadily declined, dropping from approximately 150,000 in 2020 to about 145,000 by 2024, a decline of 3.33% over 4 years. The city's population decreases annually at a rate of minus 0.58%. And this is a trend common in former manufacturing hubs, especially when you have a major urban city like Chicago less than 2 hours away. The loss of industry has led to fewer job opportunities. Rockford's unemployment rate often exceeds the national average, contributing to the city's 22.2% poverty rate. High crime rates exacerbate the problem, with Rockford having one of the highest violent crime rates in Illinois. This sense of insecurity, combined with low job opportunities, drives residents to seek safer and more stable communities. Despite its natural beauty and historical significance, Rockford struggles to overcome these challenges, and its population decline may persist without significant improvements in employment and safety. Number 8. Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I've gotta admit, the next city on our list really surprised me. The state capital and home of LSU, right on the banks of the Mississippi River. It's known as a hub for research, medical services, technology, and industry in the South. Plus, let's not forget the vibrant Southern culture, an art scene that's alive and kicking, mouth-watering cuisine, and a jazz heritage that could give New Orleans a run for its money. Yet Baton Rouge faces challenges. Its population has dropped from 226,264 in 2020 to about 217,500 in 2024. This decline is largely due to economic factors. The labor force has shrunk, and unemployment has risen to 4.2%, the highest since late 2021, with nearly 3,000 more unemployed residents. A shocking factor of Baton Rouge is that it has crazy traffic. You would think it is because of a heavy population like Los Angeles, but not quite. It's actually driven by the limited infrastructure of the city, which increases commute times and risk of accidents. Crime, a commonality between the cities in this list, is another major issue for Baton Rouge. Overall crime is 196% higher than the national average, with violent crimes like assault and murder at a rate of 1,028 per 100,000 residents. Property crimes are also high, with 12,870 incidents, translating to 5,852 per 100,000 residents, 199.4% above the U.S. average. Natural disasters, including frequent flooding and hurricanes, further complicates bringing new residents. It is very likely Baton Rouge gets at least one significant hurricane a year. So while Baton Rouge has plenty to offer, these obstacles make it a challenging place to live for many. Number 7. Jackson, Mississippi. Another southern city coming at number 7 is Jackson, the capital of Mississippi. In 2024, Jackson's population is about 141,000, down from roughly 153,000 in 2020, showing a decrease of nearly 7.8% in recent years. Similar to the impact of Montgomery, Jackson is well known for its cultural importance and its role in the civil rights movement of the 1960s. The Mississippi Civil Rights Museum and the Old Capitol Museum highlight the city's key role in American history. Despite its rich heritage, Jackson faces several pressing issues. Crime is a major concern.
Interside investigation finds Jackson remains the deadliest city in the nation. Our analysis shows Jackson's homicide rate is higher than any other major city in the U.S.,
with overall crime rates about 30% higher than the national average. There is this data I found very shocking. Jackson is only safer than 4% of other U.S. cities. Despite crime, the city also faces economic challenges. About 26% of its residents live in poverty. Additionally, average household income are below the national average. The scarcity of well-paying jobs drives residents to seek opportunities elsewhere. Jackson's aging infrastructure further exacerbates these problems. The city's roads, public facilities, and services need urgent repair, but without a thriving economy, this seems almost like an impossible mission. This adds to the economic burden and makes Jackson less appealing to new residents and businesses. In summary, Jackson's historical and cultural importance is overshadowed by high crime rates, economic troubles, and crumbling infrastructure. These issues are contributing to the city's ongoing population decline. Number 6. Toledo, Ohio. Toledo, Ohio, coming in as the state's fourth largest city, is tucked away in the northwest corner right by Lake Erie. It's a place with a rich history, once booming as an industrial hub for steel and glass and earning the nickname the Glass City, thanks to its massive glass industry. If you're a fan of art, the Toledo Museum of Art is a must-see, especially for its world-famous glass collection and diverse exhibits. Now, I've recently been to downtown Toledo, and let me tell you, it's got a certain charm. The area is packed with great spots for food, entertainment, and just an all-around good time. And let's not forget Toledo's quirky side, its role in the early 19th century as the setting for the Toledo War, a bizarre little border dispute with Michigan.
Wow.
Yep, Toledo almost sparked a war. Crazy, right? However, Toledo has faced challenges recently. Its population fell from 270,276 in 2020 to 263,646 in 2024, a decline of about 2.45%. This trend continues as people leave for better job opportunities and living conditions. Economic troubles, including job losses in manufacturing and the auto industry, have hit hard. Toledo also struggles with high crime rates and poverty, with about 24.56% of residents living below the poverty line. The city's housing market and infrastructure have lagged, making it less attractive to new residents. In short, Toledo has a rich history and many attractions. However, it faces economic and social problems. Toledo is a classic example of a city that once thrived but now struggles due to changes in the economy and shifts in population. I even want to say that from this list, Toledo is a city I would visit again if I had the chance. Number 5. Shreveport, Louisiana. Coming in at number 5 is Shreveport, Louisiana, known for its riverboat casinos, just like the ones you've seen in Netflix's Ozark. It's home to attractions like the Louisiana Boardwalk, various casinos, the Shreveport Waterworks Museum, and the R.W. Norton Art Gallery. Once a thriving hub for gambling and entertainment, it's now making our list of cities losing population almost as fast as the Panthers are losing games in the NFL this year. Shreveport, unfortunately, has been seeing a steady decline in population, dropping from 186,848 in 2020 to around 174,996 in 2024. That's a 6.4% decrease. A lot of this is due to residents making the short 2-hour drive to Dallas for better opportunities. Shreveport's local economy has struggled. With job losses in oil and manufacturing, workers are forced to look elsewhere for jobs. The poverty rate here is pretty staggering too. At 23.42%, it's almost double the national average. And to that, a crime rate that's 98% higher than the national average. You can see why both potential residents and businesses might think twice before settling in Shreveport. Economic instability and high crime rates have also led to falling property values. As the population decreases, demand for housing drops, exacerbating the problem. Despite these challenges, Shreveport still has its historical and cultural charm, just not enough to bring new residents to its town. Number 4, Cleveland, Ohio. All right, let's take a look at number 4 on this list, and so far, one of the largest cities in the list. I don't know about you, but when I talk about this city, LeBron James comes to mind every single time. However, similar to many ex-residents of Cleveland, he left it behind too for many sunny days in Florida and now in California. With a population of about 360,000 in 2024, Cleveland is Ohio's second largest city behind Columbus. Cleveland is vibrant and culturally rich, boasting landmarks like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and sports teams such as the Browns and Cavaliers. However, Cleveland has faced challenges in recent decades. The city's population has dropped by around 20% since 1970, from over 900,000 to just under 400,000. A major decline, and honestly, the bigger the city was during the industrial boom, the harder it's been hit in more recent years. Cleveland remains as the key hub of steel production in America, with Cleveland Cliffs as the largest flat-rolled steel producer in North America. But not every industry has survived like Cleveland Cliffs. Many companies haven't been so lucky, forcing a lot of people to look for opportunities elsewhere. After World War II, Cleveland faced tough economic times. The collapse of the manufacturing sector caused significant job losses. This led to a severe economic downturn. As industries left, so did jobs, leaving the city with a weakened economy. Additionally, high crime rates and poverty have plagued the city. Cleveland's crime rate is 155% higher than the national average. Assaults occur at 1,023.5 per 100,000 residents, while the national rate is 282.7. The city's murder rate is 39.9 compared to the national average of 6.1. Now we understand why LeBron left. Urban decay is another issue, with 4,000 to 5,000 acres of vacant or underutilized industrial property. These abandoned areas, combined with economic and social challenges, contribute to Cleveland's ongoing population decline. Number 3, St. Louis, Missouri. Coming in at number 3 is St. Louis, Missouri, famous for its iconic Gateway Arch. But while the landmark remains a symbol of the city, its population has taken a nosedive, from 856,796 in 1950 to just 275,506 in 2024. This sharp decline highlights some major shifts in the city. Here's something not everyone knows. I actually went to school in St. Louis, and while St. Louis City itself is struggling, some of the wealthiest areas in Missouri, like Laddo and Clayton, are part of the St. Louis metro area. In fact, the metro area has seen massive growth over the past few decades, with new developments in cities like Chesterfield, O'Fallon, and Wildwood, attracting mid to upper-class families. The real challenge, however, lies within the city limits, where high crime rates, especially in the north and just across the river in East St. Louis, Illinois, continue to drive people away, despite being just 10 minutes from downtown. St. Louis was once a major hub for American expansion. St. Louis thrived as a port on the Mississippi River, with a booming manufacturing sector and a vibrant jazz and blues scene. The Gateway Arch, completed in 1965, symbolizes this prosperous past. You can still visit the museum inside the arch to understand its history. However, today St. Louis faces serious challenges. The loss of manufacturing jobs, which were a major part of the economy, has caused many people to move out of state or to the suburbs. The city's high crime rates also contribute to the exodus. With an assault rate of 1,069 per 100,000 residents, far above the national average of 282.7, St. Louis struggles with safety concerns. Educational issues further compound the problem. The city's public schools are underfunded and racially unequal, with nearly 50% of Missouri's lowest performing schools located here. Families often seek better educational opportunities in other areas. The mix of crime, poor schooling, and low job opportunities make life in St. Louis difficult. As a result, many people move away in search of better conditions. Even the Rams moved out of St. Louis.
LA Rams! LA Rams!
Number 2, Baltimore, Maryland. Second on our list is Baltimore, another major city in our list. This city has a rich history, a huge football team, and hometown for Michael Phelps, but yet it's now seeing a shrinking population. Known as Charm City, Baltimore features a bustling harbor, historic sites, and unique charm. It played a key role in the American Revolution and is the birthplace of the Star-Spangled Banner. At one point, it was the second largest city in the U.S. after New York City. Yeah, bigger than Chicago, LA, or Dallas. Today, Baltimore's population is around 559,000, a drop of over 4% from 2020's 583,000. This decline, ongoing for decades, is currently at about 1.06% per year. Several factors contribute to this trend. Economic issues are a major factor, including job losses, high crime rates, and suburbanization. Many residents have moved to the suburbs for safer environments and better job prospects. High taxes combined with subpar services also drive people away. Poor infrastructure not reflected with higher taxes make these problems even worse. Homelessness, especially among young people, has risen. This is happening even though there is new construction and growth in the downtown area. The decline in manufacturing jobs and economic struggles further complicate recovery efforts. Based on a local government program, the Hispanic immigrant population is growing due to the city-led initiatives, bringing new energy to Baltimore. However, the city still faces significant challenges in revitalizing its economy and image. Number 1, Detroit, Michigan. And the most awaited on the list is Detroit, Michigan, one of the most renowned U.S. cities. Detroit is famous for its rich history and contributions to the automotive industry and music scene. Henry Ford famously started his first Ford plant on Mack Avenue in Detroit, known as the Motor City and Motown. It was once a vibrant cultural hub. In 2024, Detroit's population was around 632,000, a significant drop from its 1950 peak of nearly 1.8 million, marking a 61.4% decline. This dramatic decrease is due to several factors. The collapse of the auto industry, which once drove the city's economy, was a major blow. Detroit lost over 140,000 manufacturing jobs between 1947 and 1963 and faced further challenges with the rise of foreign car imports. The city became overly dependent on this single industry, leading to economic difficulties. Urban decay, segregation issues, and a brain drain, where many young, educated residents left for better opportunities, exacerbated the decline. By 2012, Detroit had 40 square miles of vacant land out of its 139 total square miles, a stark indicator of its shrinking population and economy. If you take a drive through the industrial side, or what locals call the Old Detroit, you'll see it's mostly abandoned, despite efforts to revitalize the city. One of the most iconic spots is the Packard Automotive Plant, where thousands of people once worked every day. Now look at it. It's thousands of square feet of ruins. Locals argue that developers are neglecting Old Detroit, focusing only on revitalizing the new Detroit. This has created two extremes. One side claims Detroit is a city in decline, while the other argues it's on the rise. And honestly, both are right. But that's an oversimplification of the complex reality Detroit faces. Despite these challenges, as we mentioned, Detroit is making strides toward recovery. New construction projects are underway in downtown and neighborhoods like Corktown and Midtown. Initiatives such as the Greenways Coalition and collaborations with companies like Ford and Google aim to revitalize the city and create job opportunities. However, a full recovery will take time. So there you have it, the 10 U.S. cities facing serious decline. Montgomery, Rockford, Baton Rouge, Jackson, Toledo, Shreveport, Cleveland, St. Louis, Baltimore, and Detroit. Each of these places once thrived with their unique strengths, but today they face significant challenges, from economic downturns to high crime rates and deteriorating infrastructure. So the question remains, can they bounce back? Will these cities find a way to attract people and opportunities once again, or are they destined to fade further into obscurity? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into stories like these.